welcome to 1 Minute Wins with Dr. Dana Martin, the podcast where intentional growth meets practical leadership. One quote, one lesson, one action to help you lead yourself and others better. Let's jump in. Howdy and welcome back to 1 Minute Wins. I am Dr. Dana Martin, and today, episode 16, choose influence over authority. This focuses on a leadership truth that shifts how people follow you, choosing influence over authority. And John Maxwell said people buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. I'm going to say that again. People buy into the leader before they buy into the vision. That one line should stop us in our tracks. People don't follow your position, your title, or your paycheck. They follow you. Influence isn't about the power you hold over others. It's about the trust you build with them. Here's the difference. You can get compliance through authority. But what you get through influence is commitment. I'm going to say that again. Authority will get you compliance. Absolutely. But influence earns commitment. With authority, people will follow because they have to. But with influence, they follow because they want to. One of these fades quickly. The other leaves a legacy. I'm not going to tell you which one is which. I once coached a manager who leaned heavily on his title. I mean, every decision ended with basically because I said so, or he would kind of tap at the end of his desk where his nameplate said manager. The team would comply, but morale was in the basement. Turnover started rising in that team, and creativity all but disappeared. Now contrast that with another leader I worked with, and she built influence by investing in her people, learning and then leaning into their strengths and earning trust through consistent actions of integrity. Her team didn't just complete the tasks, they innovated, they supported each other, they came to work for each other, not just with each other, and productivity was off the charts. They exceeded goals. The difference wasn't the title. The difference was influence. Gallup research found that employees who trust their leaders are 4 times more likely to be engaged at work. Engagement doesn't come from authority. It comes from influence that's rooted and built in trust. Ken Blanchard tells us the key to successful leadership today is influence, not authority. So let me be clear. Authority may open the door. Okay, I'm not denying that. But influence is what keeps people in the room. Wow. Authority may open the door, but influence keeps people in the room. Think about Gandhi. Mahatma Gandhi, he held no formal government office, no military authority, and yet his influence moved millions and totally reshaped a nation. His power, it didn't come from a title. It came from trust, conviction, and ultimately connection. That's the difference between authority and influence. Authority controls and influence transforms. All right, that's great. I'm on board, Dana. Let's do this. How? How do I choose influence over authority daily in my leadership? 3 ways that you do this. Number 1, listen first, because influence grows when people feel heard and valued. Influence grows when people feel heard and valued. Number 2, build trust. Keep your promises, even if it's the text that says, yeah, I'll call you back later. Just call them back later. All the promises. Keep them. Number 3, add value. Ask, how can I make this person's life or work better today? So these habits may not sound flashy, but over time, they create influence that authority cannot match. So what are they? Number 1, listen first. Number 2, build trust. And number 3, add value. And this is the part where I say, we're going to ask a question. And if you want to pause the podcast and reflect for a couple minutes, please feel free to do so. Here's the question. Are you leading by title or trust? Take a moment to examine your recent leadership decisions and ask yourself, were they based on position, my title, or based on the influence in relationships? Your action for today: invest in one meaningful connection today. Send a message, ask a thoughtful question, or just take one small moment to affirm someone else's value. Authority fades, but influence lasts. Build trust and invest in relationships, and you're going to inspire people to follow, not just your words, but your example. You've been listening to 1 Minute Wins with Dr. Dana Martin. Visit dmilm.com for resources and check out my book, 1 Minute Wins. Take control of your growth journey 1 minute at a time on Amazon. And always remember, be the example.